Oh, shit. Am I not in the... I think I'm on the wrong account. I was logged into another YouTube account. I hope that doesn't mess up with the... Okay, no, I think we're good. We're good. Phew! That could have been bad. Oh, you sons of really annoying female dogs, man. Oh my god. Every time I try to do this, it has the worst setup ever. It's like... Let me stop ranting. Let me set up the stream. I don't know if anyone's watching right now, but basically, whenever I have to start multi-streaming, there's like... I have to set up my entire YouTube stream because it just resets all the information. Which is not how it's supposed to work, if you couldn't tell. EU-friendly stream? Well, I'm afraid it's not going to be that long. But I'll get into it later. I need to explain once, you know, more people pile in. Pogo Talk. Yeah, sure. I'm not gonna stream ping for this. Actually, yes I am. Yes I am. I changed my mind. Listen. We gotta get everyone who has information. Information is very, very vital in this situation. If not always, I mean. But now it's like even more important, so I think you get what I mean. I'll start streaming in a couple minutes. I mean, the stream is started, hypothetically speaking, like technically speaking, but really, we haven't really gotten into anything, right? What's up, McPhee? You kind of missed, like, affiliate when? Probably by the end of the week. I don't know, I'm having trouble applying with it, but I'll get into that later. And by later, I mean, like, next stream. Is my stream offline, or is that just Twitch pranking me? My stream is not offline, okay. What's up, Drowsy Panda? Would you miss a lot? You missed like the 3 biggest streams I've had. What's up, Trip? Alright, I think... Listen, when I say this is going to be a short stream, I really hope I can keep my promise. But it is an important stream. Just because it's short doesn't mean it's not important. So, I may as well explain. Let me just go to the hub first, because I think you know where I'm going with this. I think you know where I'm going with this based off the title. So... Basically, what I'm asking of you guys is I need to gather intel on each of the 14 ministers currently in the top 14 and what their campaigns are. I currently have a notepad and I don't really know anyone's. I'll list them off right now. So I have no idea what Thirtyvirus' campaign is, if he has one. I remember someone said Future 77's campaign is something about vital organs. Mr. Faceplate has to do with Technoblade. Duralius has to do with dethroning the Skyblock Elite. I have no idea what Squid Kid's campaign is. Candy Pat has something to do with Duralius. 2NFG because it'd be funny. There's no reason for Refraction. I don't think he's announced anything. And I don't know anyone else. Besides Hannibal. Because Hannibal got disqualified. Which was unfortunate. But yeah, that's basically what's up. So does anyone, like, let's start at the top. Does anyone know what Thirtyvirus' campaign is? Or is he just so good that he didn't even need a campaign to amass 25,000 votes? Also, the YouTube live stream delay is, like, incredibly long, so our dialogue is going to be very, very delayed. 30-day cheating ban? What? Okay, I can understand maybe getting disqualified, but a 30-day cheating ban is crazy. Why aren't I there? Well, here's the thing. I might just be coping, but I think people are waiting to vote for me once the second minister election starts, because right now, it's more important to vote for these guys, right? Yeah, I think 30 is honestly just like that, so I'm gonna... Yeah, it's definitely not cheating. It's just very morally shady tactics. But again, they weren't even his tactics, or her tactics, right? Like, as far as I'm aware, she wasn't the one who put those in there. But I did turn off the propaganda, so... Celestial Milk was going to do a special mix-in and help early to mid-game players, but then she decided to cancel to give more votes to Duralius. Interesting. Okay, so Thirtyvirus, I'm going to list him as doing nothing, but he's just really popular. This will all make sense in a couple hours, because then it'll make sense in a couple hours. Future's just trying to sell his own organs for hypermaxing, and so... how does the campaign play into that? Because that does line up with what I've heard. What's my... What? I think it's time for me to play Stranded. Or yeah, me. No. I'm not playing Stranded, bro. That can wait until the end of life update.
I think I got my
Thank you for the follow. Fear 5S is about Melody's hair and training weights. Do you know more about that? Because that's the first I've heard about his campaign. Like, do you have any more, you know, specificities? A new word I just came up with. I'm gonna write down Melody's hair and training weights. He's talking about the ability to sell organs for billions of coins. What the fuck? That sounds awesome. Specifications? Okay. I knew there was a word. This upgraded version of Melody's hair wants to skip a row Melody term in Dungeons. That term sucks, so I honestly see the appeal. It's made from upgrading training weights and actually giving them a meaning in Skyblock. Okay, let me write that down. That's cool. It's unique. And I'm pretty sure they play Dungeons, so it makes sense. Why do I have a shovel in my inventory? That's an AOTV. Candy Pat just overtook 2NFG. Oh my god, he did. I don't think it's gonna matter, though, because, like, I feel like both of these guys aren't falling to him, you know? Wrong way 2NFG took... I mean, I don't know. They don't lie. I know 2NFG's just there for the... Yeah, that's what I have 2NFG listed as because it'd be funny, and I think that's about as accurate as it gets. Yeah, Thirtyvirus, I mean... Who is still voting for Thirtyvirus, man? Let's be real. He's gonna be #1. Why are there 15,000 votes above number 2? Like, you could at least disperse your votes to be a little bit more effective, is all I'm saying. Alright, so right now, I have Thirtyvirus, I have Future 77, I have Celestial Milk, because she stepped down to garner votes for Technoblade's dad. How many more enchanted? I need 5, Ethan. Melody's hair upgrade that makes the melody term less atrocious. So that's Fear 5S. It is, hypothetically speaking, it is a shovel, even though they say it's a sword. Wait, I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Come on. He's in 3? Yeah, he's in 3. And I wonder... I mean, there's only so much time left. There's 12 hours to... 12 hours? It's gonna end at 2 in the morning? Oh my god, dude. I thought it was gonna end at, like, 8 p.m. my time. Thank you for the follow, Sylvia. That's not good. Dude, I thought... Oh my god. Because last time, it ended at 8 p.m. I guess that makes sense, too, because there's 5 days and 4 hours in a Skyblock year. That did not cross my mind, though. Whoa, 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 wait. Guys, what the fuck is this? Guys, third election booth opens? Are there gonna be 3? Or what's going on here? I didn't even notice this. Right now, I mean, there's only, what? There's 2 rows, so... Why is there... Maybe that's just a spaghetti code bug. Huh. Where's Cal at? I have no clue, man. I thought he would, you know, show up by now just to campaign a little bit, but... Who knows? Alright, so someone said Jimbo's trying to fix Iron Man. I heard something about Iron Man. Do you have any more specifics? This is some Team Fortress 2 music that it sounds pretty good in my opinion. It fits the theme. We're trying to gain intel. This is some serious operations. Alright? So right now, I have Hannibal, I have Jimbo. Let me tell you who I don't have. I don't know what Toadstar's campaign is. I don't know what Interest campaign is. And I don't know what Squid Kid's campaign is. I also don't know what Candy Pat's campaign is. Squid's probably going to be something related to Technoblade. I would imagine that. I just don't want to assume, you know. Like, do you guys know if... I mean, I can snoop on Squid Kid's Twitter real quick. You guys should totally follow my Twitter, by the way. Amazing tweets on, like, you know, every other day or so. Toad's also trying to better Iron Man? Okay. Is that all you know at the moment? Because I'd like to be as specific as possible in my logs, I guess. You got 2 ministers going for Iron Man. Where's Calazar on the leaderboard? That's a great question. I can't talk. I mean, it's like, you know, you're not on the leaderboard. You aren't Iron, dumbass. Like, but still, it is. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, early stream today. I will be streaming later today. This is just a, this is an unrelated stream, I guess you could say. What do you mean you got sniped? Did Enther hire you? Icalo's the biggest troll community. How is he not even 10th? Well, okay. I'm gonna go snoop on Icalozar's channel page, but I'm pretty sure he's made, like, no effort to campaign. Otherwise, he'd definitely be up there. Yep, he hasn't uploaded. He hasn't streamed in 2 months. This guy is doing nothing. Either a streamer? Well, they haven't streamed either. Thank you, Ultra Minecraft. I'm gonna log that real quick. I don't know how I didn't see your message earlier. Candy Pat says that he doesn't know what he wants. He said he wants to listen to the community. Oh, Hazel, you're talking about the person who hired me that don't make Skyblock content? Oh, nice. Is it easier than what you had to do with Enther? Candy Pat's going for a way to take care of the elites. Right, because, Duralius is doing something about, like, exposing the Skyblock elite. Me personally, it feels like AI-generated beef, but you know what? I'm here for it. Interest doesn't really care, he's just there. That's fair. I mean, I don't see how he could fall out of the top 14, which is really what matters, you know?
I think I got my swag.
Thank you for the follow, Pixel. Okay, Duralius is like one of the most popular kinds of creators in the game right now. I don't think he'd want to throw away his reputation. Alright, so, thanks to your help so far, I have Thirtyvirus, Future77, Mr. Faceplate, Duralius, Candy Pat, 2NFG, Refraction, Celestial Milk, Fear5S, Interests, Toadstar, Jimbo, and Hannibal. So I'm really just missing Squid Kid, and I don't know if anyone knows anything about Squid Kid, because like someone said, it's probably going to be about Technoblade. That makes complete sense, right? But I'm not sure. And I don't want to have to guess, if that makes sense. He's still taking suggestions from his community? Alright, I'll list it as that. I need to know about Squid Kid. I wasn't talking about Candy Pat. This Squid Kid guy, he keeps a low profile. Wait, am I not following Squid Kid on Twitter?
I think I got my swag.
Thank you for the follow, Beans. Where is this? Oh my god, I'm not following him, but he's not following me either. I guess I'll I'll follow him first.
I think I got my swagger back.
Thank you for the follow-up, Junction. It looks like Squid Kid's... Oh, I'm not following his spam account. Or his main account. I'm kind of stupid. Well, I'm following both. Demolishing the follow button. Anyways, I'm looking at his Twitter account right now. It looks like he's campaigning for Technoblade as well. So I'm gonna go out on a whim and list it as that. I'm not gonna do that. I don't like that name. I know. Thank you, Trip. Yeah, something about... Okay, so I have a general idea of everyone.
Think I got my swagger back.
What's that name? What's that name? I can't see it from here. Elto. Thank you for the follow, man. Can we open his Skelly real quick? I'm not talking about your name. I'm talking about... I'm not saying it. Anyone in the YouTube chat would know, though. Yeah, I know Hannibal. I know Jimbo. I guess the only people who I would really want to know more about is interests. But again, interests... As far as we're aware, as far as you and me, are aware, there's no campaign from him. He's just there. Whereas Swavey is a big following. Apparently not a loyal following. I mean, geez. It's weird, though, because you'd think, look at this dip, right? 1,400 all the way down to 900? You're telling me no one has more than 900 votes? Besides these 13? I feel like that's kind of... It's kind of suspicious. I don't think he even knows what's going on. I think I saw an upload from him about Aura. So if he has a username that isn't his YouTube name, that is true. Though I do think a lot of people know what his username is in-game. No one really likes Swavey. Okay, well, here's the thing. You can like him, you can hate him. You can't deny that he has a pretty big following. And you would think that at least 900 people would vote for him. I'm just saying. Like, objectively speaking, it makes sense. But him not being up here doesn't really make much sense. Where's my vote? My vote's Celestial Milk. I should probably change it, though, right? Because that's what she would want. How the fuck? Dude, I can't vote. Oh, there, okay. Whatever. So... me not being there is pretty weird. Well, if it was a year ago when I was actually relevant, then maybe I'd have a shot. But I kind of did Stranded, and then that didn't go very well. Stranded was just like a really big blunder, so yeah. Squid Kid spam followed me back, but not his main. Not his main, though. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. Okay, so... Is that way because his IGN is different than the YouTube name? Way more people would have voted for him, because way more people know him for Swavey than 56MS. And I quite frankly, I don't really know why he ended up using that username. He could have at least, like, you know, done like a Swavey with a couple underscores or something. Interest is just asking for votes. He hasn't said anything about what he's going to do. That's a pretty bad campaign. How are you going to ask people for your votes if you're not going to give them anything in return? Interest following is turning on him. What do you mean? Wait, what's going on? They've been saying not to vote for him? Well, quite frankly, I don't blame them. If you're going to make a campaign but not promise anything, it's like, I'm running for president, but I'm not going to improve the country. Like, what are we doing? I'm not going to vote for you. It's working for interest, though. Could be working a whole lot better. I mean, considering his following, you'd think he could be up in the top 7, but not. I mean, I bet he'd get votes if he promised a maid fit. I mean, maybe. CJ2 is going for mining perks. He's not in the top 14. I don't know what happened to him. I could have sworn he was in the top 14 for like a while. How many votes does 2FG has? About 5,000. I'm not gonna face reveal just for this campaign. It's not worth it. I'm let alone being in a maid suit. The hell no. Stranded's going about as well as you'd expect a Stranded profile to be going. But yeah, I did see ZJ2 for a long-ass time. And all of a sudden, he's just not here. I don't know what happened. Did he pull his votes into another creator? He'll probably be elected in the next. Well, here's the thing. I can see the second minister election going as follows. Either one or the other happens. One, the election resets. These 7 ministers are instated as ministers, right? And then the votes reset. So none of these votes are counting anymore, right? Or the next election carries over and everyone has their votes from before. I don't think that one's going to happen, though. I think that the votes will reset in 12 hours, but we'll have to see. It'd be boring if it carried over. Why would an election carry over? Well, it kind of makes sense in some ways, does it not? Like, logically speaking, it's not going to happen. Logically speaking, it will reset, but that's just my opinion. The ones who won won't be able to be in it again. Yeah, exactly. I'm surprised people like Tommy Edit aren't in here. Though I guess they haven't really made any efforts to campaign. $20 a month? Wow, big bucks. So, yeah, I still don't understand. There's gonna be a third minister election? I don't understand that. Also, in case you guys are wondering, I will be live. I mean, probably I'll be live probably at like 5 hours from now. I just got to do something first, and this is like a intermission for the moment. But I will be live at least until this election box closes. What do you mean, Hazel? Okay, you know, you didn't have to tell me that. How many people play Skyblock? At least like 20. Why do you ask, though? Like, are you wondering the volume of votes? The peak I've seen is 30k, and 30 is like 5k off that. Well, you have to consider that's concurrent players. That doesn't account for unique players. Like, some player can log in, vote for Thirtyvirus, and leave. Their vote will still count, right? What the fuck is my Twitch chat talking about, bro? I'd rather Refraction than Candy Pat. I'm not gonna lie, I would honestly prefer Candy Pat. Only because he's actually made some kind of effort. Wish Dragoon was on the list. Yeah, I don't know why Dragoon hasn't tried to campaign. He would definitely be up there. What's up, PJ Tucker? Maybe if it was 2020, I could petition to get 30 banned for all his contraband. Dragoon really ain't that interested in Skyblock anymore. I'd imagine. He's kind of just migrated to other games. Nitros as well? That's a good point. I don't know, 14 slots isn't a lot of slots. Like, there's a lot of people you'd think would be up there, but at the same time, there's only 14 slots. Eggblonde kind of just dropped off the planet. Okay, listen, a man who completes a mod pack as daunting as that, I would imagine he'd go, you know, under the radar. He's making a game? What? I can understand you not voting for me this election. I mean, again, I'm not even in the top 14. Why would you vote for me right now? But come the second minister election, listen, if it's still not changed, then we're gonna have some issues. He's making a fucking game. Alright. Oh my god, he is. Real-time nukes. Awesome, man. Something that should also be there. He definitely has the following. Alright, I'm going to go through the list I've created thanks to you guys, and you guys can just correct me if there's any incorrect information. So first, Thirtyvirus. Nothing, but he's just really popular. That's what it seems like. And these are their campaigns. Future 77 is advertising the ability to sell your own organs for mass amounts of money. I'm pretty sure that one's right. Mr. Faceplate, in essence, is to honor Technoblade. I might be wrong, someone can correct me on that. Duralius is to expose and dethrone the Skyblock Elite. Squid Kid is something about campaigning for Technoblade's dad, based off of what I've seen on his Twitter account. 2NFG because it'd be funny. Candy Pat because he wants to help / support the Skyblock Elite, and also take care of it. 2NFG because it'd be funny. We all know that. Refraction, there's no reason. Celestial Milk stepped down to garner votes for Technoblade's dad. Fear 5S has a Melody's hair upgrade that makes the Melody term less atrocious, the Melody term in F7/M7. Interests has no campaign but is asking for votes. However, it seems to be backfiring as his voters are supposedly turning on him. Toadstar is trying to fix and / improve Iron Man, which would make easier drops for Iron Man on early game. For the sake of progression, right? Jimbo is trying to fix and improve Iron Man as well, but he wants to increase NPC cell limits. And Hannibal is just disqualified. I've heard 30 said his perk is going to be Equipment Wardrobe or Farming Toolkit. Well, that's kind of lame. Why is Hannibal disqualified? You kind of made a mod. Well, she didn't make a mod. But what ended up happening was Skyhanni, whenever you tried to vote for someone and you had the Skyhanni mod, it would put in Hannibal's name. It would show up like this whenever you tried to vote for somebody. And now you can't vote for them. Thirty isn't campaigning. Future's trying to sell organs. Faceplate is Technodad. Duralius is early game betterment. Shit, my My chat's going up too fast. Squid for Techno. TNFG, no idea. King for late game players. Refraction, no idea. Okay, so it looks like Candy Pat and Duralius are parallels. Because Duralius is advocating for early game and early game players, whereas Candy Pat is advocating for late game players. Thank you for the follow. Can you explain why 2NFG winning is funny? I don't personally find it all that funny, but I do know it is funny. I just don't know why, so I can't answer that. Well, I remember he made a campaign post in 2021, and it picked up a lot of traction, which ultimately led to him getting elected as a minister. So now running it back, yeah, that'd be pretty funny, right? Liferoom, do you know that for sure? Like, do you know that Thirtyvirus has said that? Look at his Twitter. I'm taking a look at his Twitter right now. I honestly haven't checked. I guess I haven't. I don't know. I'm following him on Twitter, by the way, if he wants to, you know. I'm looking at his Twitter. It doesn't really say anything. It just shows a screenshot of him as #1. I gotta blow my nose. I'm gonna mute my microphone because, you know, yeah. All right.
I think I got my swagger back.
Thank you for the follow, Roink. Yeah, I think I have everybody, or at least a rather comprehensive list of everybody in their campaigns. And I have no misinformation. I might not have information on certain people, but I don't have misinformation, which I would say is better. I'd rather have no information than misinformation. I'm not going to be gambling this stream, but... Well, that's awful to hear, Ultra Minecraft. I'm sorry to hear that, man. But yeah, I'll be streaming later, in a couple hours, I believe. I don't know why I say I believe, like, I'm the one who's, you know, I'm the one who's in charge of streaming, right? I kind of call the shots. They put 2NFG in jail last time he was elected. They did do that. Info's better than nothing? I would disagree, but we can agree to disagree. Oh, someone just said something to my Discord. That's actually huge. That was the last guy I didn't really know much on. A farming toolkit and equipment wardrobe. Okay, I mean, that's pretty enticing. But, I mean, equipment wardrobe, that just sounds like it's going to go wrong. Thank you, Cialva. I didn't actually know there was any proof. What happened to cake soul prices? That's an amazing question. I don't know. Why can't I click on my... There we go. Where is it? There they are. It doesn't say the price. Come on. That's also not going to show me it. They're 40 mil right now. I don't know why. Trying to get Minister. Oh my god, you're so right. You're so right. I was like, are people trying to get, you know, YouTubers who haven't logged on in a while and are logging on because of the Minister stuff? But no, that makes a lot more sense. How'd you get 180k coins? I got 5k or 500k. I've been on for 20 minutes. We need your help. What do you want my help from? I think it should be the other way around. Listen, I've done my part. I've voted for Technoblade's dad. I don't know what more I can do right now. What's the gap between me and Squid looking like? I mean, you still have us. I don't think there's going to be a 900 vote swing in 11 hours, but you never know. Especially, I mean, for my information, Squid is pulling his votes into Technoblade's dad, so he shouldn't be getting any new votes. My perk would be a mixin that gives... Okay, I was waiting for some answer on that. Now I have information from the source, you know? Also, this is what I have listed for you, Duralius. Let me know if any of this is wrong. Well, at least this is what I've been garnering based off your posts. So, I have that you are to expose and dethrone the Skyblock Elite, and you're advocating for early game and early game players. Because you've been opposing Candy Pat. I mean, I don't blame you, but I just want to know, is any of that accurate? Pretty accurate? I'll take that. And when you say it'll give tracking for sea creatures, is that just for everyone, but especially early game? Well, I mean, if you think about it, early game is a good bulk of players, whereas end game, I mean, that's slim pickings, so it might be the play. More tracking is more Zealots? That's also true. How close is 2NFG Candy Pat and Refraction? It's real close. I mean, that's a 5-vote gap between 2NFG and Refraction. Tracking in general? Okay, yeah, I'll just list it as that. If I win, it's going to be so fun. If. The if is holding a lot of weight. But yeah, as the current standings right now, I mean, I wouldn't be very surprised if one of these guys who are here right now end up falling here. Future 77 and Technodet. That's probably going to be one of the things to look out for in the next 12 hours, 11 hours. I mean, it's 1,600 vote gap, but Technoblade's dad definitely has the momentum. Obviously, there's no surpassing Thirtyvirus, but 1,600 votes it's hypothetically speaking doable. I think that I got 2,000 votes since I last checked. I remember he was at like 1,000 votes, and he was like over here or something. And yeah, Future hasn't really gained many votes since. Hazel, hell no. D1 hater, you know it. I think I'm gonna, after this stream, I'm gonna make it like a specific thumbnail for this stream, because I've just been reusing the guy who's incredibly fascinated by the Aura NPC skin, and what the fuck was that? I don't know. I might be hallucinating. I gotta change it. What's this elevator music? Scrapped MVM upgrade station music, 1 hour from Team Fortress 2. So when are we getting on the leaderboard? This is part of your plan, right? Well, listen, I don't even have a plan of being on the leaderboard right now until the second election. Now, here's the thing. That could backfire depending on how the second election works. If it carries the votes of the top 14 over to the second election, then we might be cooked, but there's like no way that happens, right? That doesn't really make sense. I would imagine it's going to reset the votes of everyone except for the top 7, because they'll be instated as ministers. I'm just not sure. But yeah, I know I have no chance in this current election, so second election is when the campaign will ramp up. Because that's when I have an actual shot. Alright, I think that's everyone, honestly. Let me just... I remember Technoblade's dad was campaigning. I don't know what platform, but... I do... My current description for him is just something about campaigning for Technoblade, and I feel like that's kind of sparse. If anyone knows anything, they feel free to, you know, leave it in there, but I'll be looking for it. I have a super chat? Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I missed your donation. Thank you, man. Okay, you know, I'll roll 1 dice, but it's going to be an Archfiend. Also, I may or may not have sold off a G-Drag that I finished leveling up, so that's nice. That's going to contribute towards the funds real nicely. Let me just... Want link to Techno that campaign video? I'll get it. How's my Hoppity doing? If you guys watched V86, you would know that I actually finished my Hoppity XP. At least I think so. I guess I could check. It wouldn't hurt, right? I don't actually remember if it was V86. It might be another one. Light work. Never a doubt. But yeah, let's just check real quick. Do I have... Sort by highest rarity. Yeah, I'm not missing. I'm only missing El Dorado. And I don't feel like getting him. So... You seen the crazy margins on bingo points? I haven't. I mean, I'm kind of wearing a bingo skin. I feel like I should know about this. I might be missing something. Am I missing something? 3 mil for 5 points? Wait, you dead ass. Where is it? Where am I? Where should I be looking? Where should I be looking? Alright, thank you, Cover Tizo. The bingo store? Oh! Whoa. I thought it was like some challenge that required you to get 3 more collection of something. Where should I be looking? Do I not have access to it yet? Is that it? Or I don't see anything. I might be as blind as a bat, but oh, you're talking about the profits. Duh. Oh my, I'm such a dumbass, man. 3 more for, yeah, that sounds kind of ridiculous. That's interesting. This guy's so smart. He's so smart. Alright, well, I think I've gathered all the information I'll be needing for something I'm working on. So, I appreciate everyone who came along. I'll be raiding someone on Twitch if you guys want to come along. But, again, this was supposed to be a short stream, ended up being 50 minutes. Your boy's really bad at keeping his promises. But I'll see you guys in a few hours, because I will be streaming in a few hours if you guys are interested. So, stay tuned for that. It will be really interesting because we're gonna be campaigning as soon as the second election starts, even before that. So yeah, head over to my Twitch if you guys want to raid somebody. And otherwise, I'll see you guys later, and thank you for coming along. Now for my Twitch guys. Now you guys are gonna be involved in something real nice.